Okie dokie, and we're back.
All of us are back.
Back inside of Tron world.
Whoop whoop.
We're just gonna, oh my gosh. That felt really,
Wow, big jump.
No, I was just, I'll explain why that was so sluggish to me in a second. I went for a double jump and it didn't exist. Anyway, we should explain really fast before we continue what the heck was going on with the whole like Tron thing, because we watched it and you guys were you guys didn't say anything for like about a solid minute and a half. It's probably the only time in the history of filming this that I've regretted not having like face cam or anything like that, because you guys just like both almost like at the same time after the words "I am the master control program" were said, like both just kind of turned and looked at me. So I've watched one too many playthroughs of this game where people got to the sequence and were like, "What's a Tron?" They were like, "What's," like the master control program comes on and they're like, "What's this?" And only when they get in and this guy goes, "My name is Tron," and they're like, "Oh, I feel like I might have heard of Tron before, maybe." I was like, not gonna happen this time around. So ages ago, I put out a feeler with both of you guys of like, so have you guys ever seen Tron before? Joey was like, "Seen it a while ago, don't really remember it." Aidan was like, "I don't think I've seen it." Yeah. So I set up, and this is true. I do honestly there's a video that I want to make about this franchise because there's a lot of kind of interesting behind the scenes stuff with this that I'd like to talk about. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna make a video about Tron at some point. I'd kind of like to watch the original movie with some people who haven't seen it before, or don't remember it that well. Would you guys care to watch it at some point? That was a long-term setup.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
It was kind of impressive too, because like neither of us had any inkling of like, oh, this is obviously like part of Kingdom Hearts.
And when you suggested it yesterday, you didn't come on too strong. You
Yeah.
were just like, so I want to watch Tron with you guys. You were like, oh, we could watch something. You were like, don't really want to try to get caught up on Avatar because it's been a while, and Aidan hasn't caught up on Community. He's like,
Yeah.
you guys want to watch Tron?
Yeah,
You're
we'll
like,
watch
yeah,
Tron.
You're like, sure, why not? We watch dumb bullshit movies with you all the time.
Yeah, like it's cool.
Oh man, that movie was fun.
It
was
was.
a fun movie.
Man, is
It
it
was.
stupid.
It's the right kind of stupid though.
It's like we were saying last night. It's like it's the perfect movie for us because it's like there's two types of people who are like it, like film historians who are just into weird like prototype stuff that's like in pushing the edge and weird art styles and weird technology, and people who like weird dumb movies. And all three of us like both of those things.
You need from the DTD can be accessed directly through my user's terminal. I'll keep a dedicated access
I
channel.
love Bruce Boxleitner's voice. I wish he would do more voice work.
So you
Yeah,
won't
it's
have to worry
good.
about the MCP for a
It's
while.
nice to listen to.
Access channel?
I knew you'd ask.
I knew you were stupid.
It's a very important link between our worlds. It's how we stay connected. You, my friends, are the new password.
Remember he
What does
changed.
that mean?
No, remember like the password
Is it
was.
Sora, Donald, Goofy now?
Remember the password was like Aurora, Belle, Jasmine, Alice, Kairi,
Yeah.
and then MCP was like, "Oh, I'm going to steal all of the hacking now, Tron," and he quickly changed the password. He changed it to Sora, Donald, Goofy in that order.
Okay,
Because
see,
everything is in that order.
in
So
anything
now we know
else-
the order.
in anything else, it would be, I would immediately think, oh, he changed it to their names. But in this, I was like, is it going to be some dumb, stupid stuff where it's like, they are the code now? They are physically the password?
They themselves are the password.
Because I'm not going to put anything past this game now. Like, that's it.
No,
I'm
other
done.
side note though, when Joey like referenced the weird water scene and you were like, we don't talk about it, I immediately picked up my water bottle and tried to be as loud while I was drinking as I could.
Check this out.
Oh my god.
Hey! Cute little pixel
Hang in
art.
there.
This whole like all the Tron stuff in this game is so cute.
I know. Let's access the DTD.
Now, isn't that a
Wait,
bad
yeah.
freaking idea?
No, that's Ansem's secret server.
Situation in town. We'll be back soon, so
Yeah,
don't
but if we
worry.
put in the password, then
Oh, dude, the king left to check the situation in town.
Oh my gosh.
That's easy. It's
Sora!
Goofy.
Just want to state that he tapped more keys than Sora would spell in any language.
It was in binary.
We're in.
Sure.
I have to go into town. Need to see what that last shakeup did.
You're not gonna check out the data? It wasn't exactly easy to get.
I'm coming right back.
Freaking.
I bet you are.
Why don't you get started unloading the data and copying it down? It's just a few keystrokes. Easy, right?
Wait, what data? We don't even know what's in here.
Shh, it's fine.
Copying what town, Leon?
Copying it where?
See, that was my question. Because I feel like if it's in the DTD, it should probably stay there.
Nah.
Unless we want to like write it down on like pencil and paper and then.
Okay,
make it
what's
so that-
great is that he just said copy all of that down. I know for a fact, Leon, you fraud, that you have compact discs in this world because there's a drive for them right here, and we'll stick a disc drive in there later in this game. But he wants us all. He wants the imbeciles who can't read to copy down an entire database worth of information
sounds
about
like a
things
bad
on
This
paper.
is gonna be great. Everything's gonna go swell.
I love that Mickey was like, I'll be right here when you guys get back
Oh, I didn't
to
mind
give
for
you
a
the
second.
exposition.
Nope.
Farewell. Oh my gosh, we're dropping a ton of frames over here.
Good stuff.
We've got to go log into that computer. If it keeps doing this, I'm restarting the recording because that means something is wrong. But I just saw it drop like twice back to back. I apologize, guys. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. I've done everything I can think of to fix it. If the recording keeps freezing, I honestly can't do anything about it.
Hey, these things take time, okay?
You didn't do anything yet.
I love that when Sora, when you try to leave, he says like, we've got to log into the computer. But
We're
like,
already logged in.
no, I was gonna say that everything else, Sora has not understood any of the computer lingo so far. Like, in my head, if someone said log in, he'd go like, why would I get inside of a log? I'd get splinters.
I think it wants to know what we want to know.
Riku and Kairi. No way. Even Ansem's computer doesn't know.
Told you we would learn nothing from this.
I bet you that there is data on Kairi
Yeah,
in there.
absolutely.
But Sora's just too stupid and doesn't know how to use computers. I mean, the password has her name, you think? And
Yeah.
Ansem, one of them, both of them, threw her into outer space.
Yeah.
There's totally stuff on her in there, but he typed in Riku and Kairi.
Yeah.
And the computer was like, that's not how MS-DOS works, because this is an NCOM system, you moron.
I thought I'd ask the computer if it can tell us about them nobodies.
Or it's just that we're more evidence for Sora can't read, and he doesn't know how to type. Look at these guys. Beep, bop.
Worse than
Whoa.
my grandmother.
What's this?
Either of them.
The data is corrupt.
How about the organization? There.
The data is corrupt.
Stupid computer.
Sora.
Who's this guy?
Well, I see you got things working.
No.
Oh, Your Majesty.
The Patriots have ears everywhere.
Good going. The computer should tell us the things we need to know.
But it keeps on saying the data inside's all kerscuffled.
It's not what
God,
it
is a
said,
picture
but
of
that's
some guy we
fine.
don't know.
Ansem the Wise.
Come on, are you teasing us again?
No, I can read.
And this is him.
Says so
I'm
right there.
positive.
Excuse me, could you come this way, please? Look, this is Ansem. You know, the guy we all worked really hard to defeat.
Oh, that's right. I never finished explaining.
No, you didn't.
I also love that he just casually dragged a frickin' king into a different room.
Well, when somebody is small, that doesn't mean they're deserving of respect.
The picture is definitely the one who tried to take over Kingdom Hearts. The one you fellas defeated. But what you actually fought was his Heartless. You see, he wasn't really Ansem. He just went around telling everybody that he was.
Sure.
To be clear, that wasn't the Heartless of Ansem. That's the Heartless of another guy who was pretending to be Ansem.
Frickin' end everything.
Because now that they're finally giving you the exposition, they forgot to write the exposition well. So, by the way, if at any point during this either of you have any questions, I completely understand. Please ask me.
Okay.
You mean...
Huh?
We went through all that trouble to defeat an imposter?
Yup, a fake. But he still had to be stopped.
I can't believe it.
Oh, I'm kind of confused.
Aren't we all?
If he's a fake, then what happened to the real Ansem?
Welp, that's just what I'm trying to figure out.
He died.
Well, okay, did that imposter Ansem write the Ansem reports
Ansem
we
the
read in the
Wise
first
should
game?
know.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And Ansem the Wise, the true king of Hollow Bastion, is writing the secret Ansem reports.
Okay.
And whoever this imposter Ansem is the he that Ansem the Wise keeps refusing to write his name for dramatic effect.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't know his name.
No, he knows his name.
Well,
he just doesn't want to
that's
write it because
dumb
he
as
knows
hell.
that the audience, he knows that a 15-year-old is reading this as poorly designed exposition 10 years in the future. He wanted to make sure to hide the dramatic reveals out of chronological order because he knew the order that they would receive all of the segmented exposition.
All about organization.
Oh, and by the way, when we find out his name, guess what? It's a name we've never heard before.
Of course,
Yay!
What's been happening to the world?
I'm getting
I'm
angry,
pretty sure
Itchy.
he'll give us some help.
Okay, if you missed that, he was basically saying, I'm trying to find out what happened to Ansem the Wise because he's a cool dude and he might be able to help us with all the bad stuff that's happening.
No,
Great.
I came close to finding him once.
Don't tell me there's more. I'm lost enough as it is.
I don't know how these dang-fangled
Well,
computers
let's see.
work.
Some feller named Ansem, who wasn't really Ansem, became a Heartless. Does that mean a nobody got created when that happened too?
Wow,
Yup.
Goof.
And that nobody is the leader of the organization.
What?
I know I've met this fake Ansem before, and I've seen the leader of Organization 13 too. Kind of felt like being around the same fella.
So, where did you meet this guy?
Gosh, I can't remember.
Great.
Ansem the Wise, the real Ansem, must know the imposter's true identity. That's why I've got to find him and ask him about it.
You started all of this. Because of you, Riku and Kairi. Oh, Your Majesty, do you know where Riku is?
He's... I'm sorry.
Called
I
it.
Can't help.
Really, Your Majesty?
Dang diddly did.
Are you sure?
Yes,
I'm
he's
sorry,
sure.
Sora.
We can't animate a sad face, so he's not gonna look at you.
What about Kairi?
Also
Organization
dead.
13 might have kidnapped her.
Oh no! Sora, Donald, Goofy.
I choose you!
I was planning to go get help from Ansem the Wise, but now I know I forgot the most important thing.
My friends.
Helping others should always come before asking others for help. We're safe and sound and free to choose. So there's no reason we shouldn't choose to help our friends. Let's look for Riku and Kairi together.
Does he join our party? Can I play as him all the time? Instead of just during certain boss fights?
Start by helping out here.
I love that his whole face becomes his eyebrows.
Why not?
Like that widow's peak is just like, "Urgh."
Okay, so, what do you guys have to say? That explosion came from outside. It must be awful out there. Looks like it's about to be a long battle. Are you ready, Sora?
Oh, jeez.
The king went on ahead by himself. We have to hurry after him. Okay. Hold on, actually, wait. Portrait of the man you thought was Ansem. Great. Okay, so check it out. Here's Sora. He jumps around. He can do some flips. That's all fine and good. This is Sora's movement speed and jumping speed. Well, last night, after you guys left, I decided to remedy this because it's unacceptable to me. So I went and did all of the form grinding that I said that I was going to do, that we didn't have time to do yesterday. Joey, do you want to play? And
Yeah.
And I'm
Check it out.
gonna hand this back to you because honestly, I think that just seeing it will not effectively communicate how much better the game has gotten just by getting these movement abilities.
Okay.
Where's the music?
It's going, dude.
There it is. Okay, I guess I was too fast for it. I skipped that. Like, usually the music starts as those guys come up, but whatever. Doesn't matter.
I didn't wanna.
Sorry for the load times. I figured we would just keep recording instead of cutting it to do this, but then I forgot that this is gonna take 6 hours.
Well, this is kind of rough, actually. All right.
So I made this right after that cutscene because I came back out and watched those. I accidentally watched those scenes before saving, but I just saved like right where Mickey ran off to go. I didn't watch them, I skipped it. But the point is, like, I was past those in terms of the game's state.
Right.
Oh, so that's why we watched it first. Smart.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because otherwise we wouldn't have seen them. Because I had to, in order to go and level all that stuff, I had to leave Space Paranoids anyway and miss that last scene where he says, "You guys are the password," and then they come out and Leon's like, "Here's 8-bit versions of you. Hold on a second, I'm going under the desk. I'll be right back."
And he's
You're
gone.
attached.
No,
He
I'm
went
not.
under the desk and he didn't come back.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you
He's
are.
lied. It's an imposter's voice you're hearing. It's the Heartless Jacob. But not the real Heartless Jacob. It's a Heartless impersonating Jacob.
I love the way that they describe that because they're like, a guy named Ansem who isn't really Ansem. No, he's just a guy. He has a different, he just pretended to be. He's an imposter. Okay, so Joey, jump.
All right.
And jump again.
Oh.
And that double jump does not come out at the apex. Jump and like double jump right at the ground.
Oh my gosh. So I can just...
You can now escape from anything. So also you have 2 different dodge moves essentially. If you hold down square, he will do a long like kind of dash.
It's a gap closer more or less.
Yeah, it's more of a gap closer or a gap creator if you want, and then dodge roll is your eye, and then you tap it to generate your iframes.
Okay, so there are iframes in this dodge.
Yes.
Okay.
They're not perfect, but there are quite a
better
few of
than
them.
nothing.
Now the only thing about this is try and block. You can
Yeah,
only
I
do it
know.
when you're standing perfectly still, like in KH1.
But basically, I was barely using block anyway.
But that just
still
means that
reflect.
you're gonna have to this is now reflect has become even more relevant than it used to be. Anyway, we can
Is
go
it
on.
faster to move normally or to do this?
Quick run is faster than moving normally.
Okay.
Honestly, dodge roll is faster than moving normally. Quick run and double jump and air dodge or whatever the double jump is called. It has some weird name. Are all significantly faster than just walking around.
And it launches you forward too.
Yes,
I didn't even
it
notice that.
does.
That's amazing. Oh geez, all right, are we ready to go?
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right.
It's time to go play a real video game.
Whoa.
We play those here?
I guess so.
All right.
Sometimes, not all the
I
time.
guess you
though.
and I have played a couple real video games.
Oh no, that's a lot of them.
Joey and I played Hitman. That's a real video game.
It is a real video
Oh,
game.
yeah.
Nobody
It was-
watched it though, so I wouldn't forgive you for not knowing.
It was a real video game until they updated it and made it where we were invincible.
Yeah, and then it wasn't a real video game anymore. Just like Smash Brothers. I love that joke, like the progression from it's not a real fighting game to it's not a video game.
Hear me, my Heartless. Attack the white husks. Sweep them away.
What are you, nuts? We're never gonna win. I don't know about you, but I'm out of here, sister.
Didn't Maleficent say she was done with Pete if he screwed up again after the Timeless River thing? Oh, whatever. Not important, I guess. Hi. Hi, old friend.
What was your plan, Maleficent?
She was gonna fight the Nobodies.
Why?
Leave the white ones. Turn your attention to Sora and his friends.
Uh-oh.
What, so now they're just teaming up?
Yeah,
against
sure.
us?
Yeah, why not? Hey, Joey, why not? Why not?
They were fighting a second ago. We
Yeah,
saw
so
them.
why do
I
the
love it.
Nobodies not like Heartless?
Huh?
Why were the Nobodies fighting the Heartless?
Nobodies don't like anybody. They're very irritable.
So why are they not still fighting the Heartless?
Okay, excuse me? Oh, all right.
Okay, so those guys, those Nobodies are called dancers. They are problematic. When the
just keep
dancers,
doing this?
yeah, that until it goes away.
Ah!
So these are the other type of enemy in this game, and they're fire again, but they're more like magma or something because it comes out like molten big blobs of it. And those big red floaty guys are very lethal. Watch out for them.
All right.
But the new type of Nobody you were asking about a second ago, who kind of had like more like a beige color to him, those are called dancers. They do a move where they'll kind of like light up, and I'll point it out next time it happens because there's no reaction command for it, and if they hit you with it, you're like it can take like a half of your health at this level.
Great.
And so it's important to watch out for that one because they'll kill you quick. Once it happens again, I'll point it out to you.
They'll kill you.
Oh, great, my favorites.
Also, we watched videos about this earlier.
So that wasn't as much intentional setup as it just was relevant to our conversation. And then I was like, hey, this is a happy accident, and I think they're gonna show up today.
However, I don't hate their costume as much at this size.
No, it's
I
less.
like Riku's.
It's less noticeable.
It looks like she has wings.
Her scarf kind of turns into little wings.
Why don't you pick Leon's? They can always use help.
Yeah, defect from Maleficent.
Leon, have any treasure? Yeah, lots of stuff. Perfect.
Come on. Who are you?
Oh, we're nothing worth mentioning.
Yeah, you're damn right.
Later, taters.
I should contextualize for you, Joey, that in 10-2, they are career treasure hunters.
Fine.
More specifically, they are sphere hunters. They're searching for old videotapes.
Do they have to return their old videotapes?
Yes.
We recently watched American Psycho because I had never seen it before.
Okay. What'd you think of American Psycho?
I'm not sure what I was expecting, but it was not that. But it was not bad. It just, I don't know.
I love Huey Lewis in the News.
Whitney Houston had 4 #1 singles on her first LP.
Cool.
I know.
Fun facts.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Joey, the only one paying attention to the game, is like, oh wait, this
I knew
is
it was
bad.
coming, so I was just having a conversation about American Psycho over here. Speaking of American Psychos, let's just take a moment to appreciate the fact that the voice actor for Donald just had to read the line, Sora, it's Sephiroth.
Oh gosh.
Then he must understand now.
Just what are you gonna do to him?
Kill him.
Nothing. Cloud is the one who hungers for dark.
He has the Yu Narukami pop collar.
Yeah, he does.
I see. He wants to meet me again.
Why are you here?
To fight Cloud.
Then I should give him what he wants.
No, why did you teleport right in front of us? Because he wasn't here, he just did it.
Always the hardest to snuff out.
And now he's gone. He literally teleported, saw us, spoke to us for no reason, and got out.
I love it. I love it. Whee! Huh? Oh, they came out of that hole over there.
Oh, I guess they should have done their voices earlier. I'm so not used to doing voices.
No, they were voice acted.
Oh, they were? The whole time?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, it was so, you didn't remember it at all. It, like, left your short-term memory
Yeah, it
immediately.
did.
I don't remember that being there before. We don't have time for that, we have to go to the king. Okay, so Joey, or both of you, I guess, do you remember the absent silhouette that showed up and they were like, ignore it? And then Demnix came back and explained it, and then the character said, ignore it.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
That hole right there,
Is that the same situation?
that hole right there is the game's ultimate dungeon.
Oh.
That's the new final mix dungeon, right?
Okay.
Now you may ask yourself, why are they introducing that in the middle of a high-stakes sequence where the city is under attack by the Heartless and we're about to go off to a big battle? The correct answer is, this is the last time the game will require you to be in this room, and so they wanted to make sure that you knew about it, even though it's optional content anyway. Why would they bother? Because basically, while there's a lot more story content on Hollow Bastion, after this it's all optional.
Okay.
It's some of the best stuff in the game, honestly. It's worth doing. So that was Sephiroth. He does look a bit like Cloud. Sure. I'd like to tell Cloud, but we have to help the others first. Oh-ho! The town's crawling with Heartless and Nobodies. What's going on? Leon and the others headed towards the Bailey. We better go find them.
What happens if we try to go in here?
Go ahead and, you can go in there if you want.
I don't want to.
Go in. Sure, go in. Why not? I was gonna say not, but honestly, you wanna go in there? Let's go check it out.
Okay.
I kind of want to see what it looks like, but I definitely feel
It has some of the
we're
best
gonna-
music in the entire franchise. Cavern of Remembrance.
Okay, I can't get back out. Good.
Okay, so you see this? Hit it. It drops drive restoring orbs. Remember how I said that this game has no levels that are designed to be, like, to use your movement abilities?
Yeah.
This entire dungeon is designed in such a way that you, so like, go back down there and go into your abilities really fast. turn off high jump.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, just a triangle.
Okay. So you wouldn't be able
You literally can't even get in if you don't have your movement abilities.
Okay.
And as the dungeon goes on, like as of right now, we can access the first room, but we would hit a wall where we don't have a long enough quick run to get us across a low-hanging gap, basically. Eventually we would get to a room where we have to use glide, and we don't even have the form that gives us glide yet.
Okay.
This area contains some of the hardest enemies in the game and also some really valuable synth materials from getting them. This is basically the only place that's worth a crap for grinding later on in the adventure.
So
and it's also the only place in the entire game with platforming.
Here will enemies spawn?
The enemies will spawn just about anywhere you like, but if you want to go and try and grab some treasure chests and make it back out, you can give that a shot.
Well, yeah, right.
Oh, you got a power crystal. That's fantastic.
Please let me dodge out of the way. Was that invincibility right there?
What?
Like it made the noise like I blocked or parried. Okay.
I think probably one of them probably blocked it for you. Goofy probably blocked it with his big book.
Jeez.
Right.
Which we never pointed out that when we were in Tron World, their weapons also change, and Goofy's big book turns into like a microchip.
What?
Yeah, I forgot to point that out before.
We're out, Ski. We're gone.
Okay. Also, one of the other things I did last night that I forgot to mention is I went and got that weapon for Donald.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so like his attack and magic were like 1 and 1 each, and now it's like he has 5 attack and 5 magic or something like that. So, oh, and I did it. If you go into items really fast, I know we'll proceed in a moment, but if you go into items and go to armor and whatnot, just look at their armor.
Oh, their armor?
Everybody's. That's the point. It's like I got armor for everyone. I synthed up a bunch of stuff.
Cool.
I like the power band and the buster band because if you go down to buster band, it has 5 defense, so it's canon in this universe that belts provide you with tactical advantage.
Oh my gosh, you're right. We were a fool.
Alrighty, we're good to go. It's just like Quiet. She has to breathe through her skin. In this universe, you have to have belts to stave off damage.
Is that why Diz is so strong?
Yeah.
Oh.
If we tried to fight Diz, it would just bounce off.
Sora, behind you.
Or those
these are the dancers.
Okay, great.
So
there's a lot of them here.
Yeah,
They're kind of pretty.
They are pretty. They like dancing. I mean, all of the nobodies like dancing, but these guys specifically like dancing. Oh, that was a new move. Also, you have a new like area of effect move that'll randomly get integrated into your combo, and that was the move that I was talking about. If you like, they only came in for like a half a frame, but the guy who's down below you right now is glowing. Yeah.
Okay.
When they glow like that, they'll come up and grab you. The only way to deal with that is either to like if you run up and try to attack them with melee, they'll just grab you. So you can shoot magic at them or reflect through it. Typically, if I recall correctly. I admit it has been a while since I fought these guys.
Okay.
But all of the nobody types are directly associated with one of the members of the organization.
What are these things?
Those are the creepers.
Oh yeah, I remember these things.
Yeah.
I like them. They do the weird movement.
All of them, except for the creepers and the dusks, which are like generic, all of the nobodies in this game are directly associated with one of the members of the organization. Did you see the glowing on them?
I did not.
Well,
I'm getting there.
it's fine. Since you got an AoE on them, you were able to, because you did that finisher. They were coming up to throw you, but since you had that AoE thing, you hit them before they reached you, and that launched them out of it. Maybe you can shoot Blizzard at them and also break them out of that like there. Never mind, that's not it. I'm waiting to see it, but I haven't.
Leave one.
Just you can kind of see what it looks like and learn how to deal with it. I'm waiting for it, but they might kill him first. I also mess with their ability just to make them a little bit more useful, hopefully. He's really not feeling like it. He's just yuriing on ice around.
Dude, don't even mock that anime.
I'm not mocking it. I just said he's yuriing on ice around.
I have no shame about the fact that I totally watched all of it.
Look, what I've watched has great animation quality. I was complimenting the movement of the character that we're seeing.
It's also kind of like
he's never gonna do it.
We'll see it one day.
I don't remember if we had this conversation on camera or off camera, but we well, I guess there's no cameras either way, so neither.
You better head over there. Got it.
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't even remember what I was saying anymore.
Nice.
I just want to make I wanted to pause this anyway to make a comment, and I was also gonna let you tell your thing. So I just want to point out really fast that Leon was like, the king's over in the Bailey. Get going. Which is, number one, the only direction to go in this super linear game.
Okay.
And number two, we're not even going to get to walk over there. We're just going to warp there in the cutscene.
Good.
So they wasted animation time and budget and wasted the time of Leon's voice actor to read that completely pointless line.
Good
Check it
games.
out. The Bailey has been super blown up. Heartless are breaking into the city.
Oh, no.
Good games. Good games. Great games. Oh no.
A path is open to the other castle. Oh yeah, there was just like a sea of Heartless.
Oh yeah. There was a whole lot of them out there. And there's still a whole lot of them out there, and now they're all coming because the wall got blown up. The wall came tumbling, crumbling.
Wow. Ooh. Oh.
Whoa, that's a lot of them.
That's a lot of JPEGs. That's a lot of GIFs. Might be too many GIFs for us to handle.
Ooh.
Hey. Oh no.
Check this out. That was Aerith's sole contribution.
Wow.
Hey Joey, remember Final Fantasy VII where Aerith was a healer and nothing more? She's just a magical shrine maiden who cast cure spells and cheered everybody on.
Yep, that's all she did.
What an accurate depiction of her character.
That scene was nothing.
Nope.
Hey.
No, you're about to see a whole lot. Like, by our standards, this is going to be nothing, but this is also like 2005. Look at how exciting it is to see all these characters doing things for 12 seconds.
Oh, so little. Oh!
Good job, guys. You killed one of them.
Where's the guns at?
There's no guns in this
Guns
game.
are bad.
Only Barbosa can use guns, and he
Also,
uses them to
guns.
shoot children.
Stitch had guns, but they're like laser guns.
Yeah, that
so
doesn't
it's
count.
Not the same.
Laser guns don't hurt your rating. You can have laser guns in E-games.
Think you can handle this many?
Well, might be tough if one more shows up.
Then that'll have to be the one I take care of.
What? You're fighting too?
Ooh, so cool.
Yeah, I was about to say that's the moment that like people are fangirling and fanboying.
No, so that's like a cool scene, but like, why isn't the whole game like that all the time? Remember what I was talking about before? Like, why are like Pete and Donald and Goofy the only people who are crossing over? Why isn't this whole game like Jack Sparrow being like, "So I heard you're a good sword fighter, Mr. Strife." And Cloud's like, "I don't have time. I don't have time for your politics. So I'm just gonna get this job done."
Do the spin slash from Smash Bros. Oh no.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I forgot about that sound effect.
Sephiroth!
Wow, some actual emotion in his voice for once.
I understand that you've been looking for me.
Yeah. Once I get rid of you, the darkness will go away.
Can you do it?
Oh my
so
god!
Long. I love it.
Yeah, I forgot. Aidan doesn't know about Sephiroth.
No.
Do you think you can erase your past?
Isn't that how this game works?
Face it.
Didn't we do a whole game where
Why
we
is there
erased
bandages on your
everything?
sword?
Because the light of the
He had bandages on the sword in the last game too.
I know, but why?
You don't know me.
Because it's a big sword. We can't have big swords, Joey. We gotta cover it up.
I know. Because I am you.
I am the shadow, a true self.
Cloud, wait! Huh?
Ooh, ooh, yes!
She's the only female who's allowed to do slightly cool things in fight scenes in this series.
Nala.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. My bad. My bad. I forgot. You're right, Aidan. Jacob, proven to be a complete fraud, knows nothing about Kingdom Hearts.
Leon, everybody, hang in there.
I love that all of the stuff about Sephiroth and Cloud in this game is complete mumbo jumbo and has nothing to do with their arcs from Final Fantasy VII.
Not at all.
What's even better about it, Joey, is that like it's that what their business is in Kingdom Hearts land has yet to be explained.
Oh, geez.
Maybe in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Grand.
Okay, so never mind. We're just gonna go.
All right.
I refuse to believe that anything will be further clarified in Kingdom Hearts 3.
That's probably a good attitude to have, Aidan. I almost said Kairi.
You've got to go find Riku and Kairi.
I don't know why.
Leon and the others are friends too.
Don't worry, there's already lots of help here.
2 minutes ago, Leon was like, hurry up, the king's over at the Bailey, go get over there. And now Mickey's like, jog on, guys, we got this. Don't help fight this war. Don't help save all these civilians. Get out of here and go find Riku and Kairi's corpse.
See, I keep making jokes that they're dead, but that actually stung a little bit.
Leon.
I promised Leon I would help.
Donald, Goofy, take Sora and get going.
What, Mickey? You just said a second ago, let's go help fight this fight.
Give me a little time, okay?
Your Majesty!
We understand. We'll go search for Riku and Kairi.
Right, watch for danger.
You be careful too!
Wait, you guys.
Look at all those Heartless.
Sora, do as you're told.
You're coming with us whether you want to or not.
Wow, you guys are such good actors.
You gotta be good.
What?
Wow. Wow, look at that acting.
Gotcha.
Well then, skedaddle.
Love you. I think it's supposed to be thank you. But I always see it as I love you.
I mean, either works.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like this is a relationship that would be
No,
okay to
absolutely,
see.
but anyway.
I mean, I tell my best friend I love her all the time.
No, I
honestly tell her I love her more than I tell a significant other.
hope you forgive us.
Like real talk.
So my notes are like just me being horribly frustrated. It's just, Mickey, you just said in all caps we needed to do this. What is wrong with you in all caps? But then it's like this is clearly just so we can have a dramatic scene where Donald and Goofy defy the king's orders, which they already did in the last game at a more appropriate moment when they left Riku to go be with Sora, even though Riku had the Keyblade. And the king doesn't even care and he rolls with it. He just gives them a little endearing look here. He's like, oh, you guys. You know what'll really add some tension to this tensionless Riku and Kairi plot? To show that it isn't Sora's highest priority? To be fair, I know I was just saying they need to go do this, and it makes sense in the context of this scene. I'm just saying that this script is a mess.
It is. It's a big mess. It's a big old mess.
It's just emblematic of larger problems with the story. Speaking of larger problems with the story, so we are now entering into what is clearly a very long and exciting sequence of the game, right?
Yeah.
Okay. With a big battle going on. They also decided that now was the exact right time to stick 2 brand new Final Mix 5-minute long cutscenes into the game.
Oh my god.
That we are not going to watch right now.
Okay. Oh, okay, all right, solid.
So let me explain why while these scenes roll, because if I skip them, we'll skip an actually relevant cutscene that happens after this. So you guys may want to take out your, I guess I turn off the TV, so you're actually fine.
Oh, okay. All right,
so let me explain really fast why we're skipping these exactly, because it's kind of a long story.
Great.
And I'll put some fun imagery on the screen for people to look at. You know what? I'll put on scans of the Kingdom Hearts 2 manga so you guys can pretend that the story is better. Because I was sharing some of that with Aidan beforehand.
And it was magnificent.
It's honestly,
10/10 recommend.
It is chicken soup for the soul after playing this game.
I'm gonna need that when we finish.
It's great post-game therapy.
I'm gonna read the whole omnibus.
But anyway, so here's the thing. So these 2 Final Mix scenes I knew about because I'm a dork who watched all these scenes with fan translated subs when Final Mix came out in Japan, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, years afterwards when people got around to uploading these and translating them and whatnot. So I knew what was in them. And then I even watched them separately uploaded as scenes once they were translated in English, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember I actually got into an argument in a comments section once. Well, not an argument, but I was basically talking about trying to give an example of the problems with this game's storytelling structure and the series in general, where it's teasing the hood thing that I've talked about before, teasing a reveal and then the reveal is nothing, or or it's a setup without a real payoff or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I use these 2 scenes as an example. I was like, oh, this scene sets up this, and then in the next scene it reveals that it's this. Oh yeah, what a surprise. I sure am glad that was set up, right? Only later did I realize, upon watching a full playthrough of the Final Mix version of the game, not only that their placement was right here, which makes no sense for reasons that should already be abundantly clear. But because the order that I thought they were in was the reverse order.
Oh.
So their placement here is baffling for a lot of reasons that I'll get into later. But let me put it this way. I didn't want to editorialize this game at all. I just wanted to play it and watch it, right? But I had an internal debate for the longest time about cutting these scenes out effectively and playing them later on in the playthrough where I thought that they should be. Because, like, think about it. I was talking about how I thought these were crappy scenes, and then I saw them in the game, and in my head I immediately went, no, the version that I wrote was 1,000 times better than what actually happens and where their actual placement is. Because number one, the things that happen here have absolutely nothing to do with the battle that's going on right now.
Obviously.
One of these scenes is literally a flashback to characters who died in Chain of Memories. Like, it's far enough in the past that a character is going, yeah, we recruited a new guy the other day, Marluxia, I think? I don't know.
God bless.
Has no relevance to anything that's happening right now. And indeed, it's actually going to take the wind out of the sails of a reveal that's gonna happen in like 20 minutes.
Oh, great.
Since it's a final mix scene, it's for people who like already played the game last time, I guess is their thinking, right?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Okay. So I had an internal debate raging for the longest time. How am I going to handle this? Am I going to cut this out for you guys, and I'll put it in later, or do I just why would I do this game any favors? Why would I not just do it here and like describe my version? This is a lot of extra work. Last night, I was thinking about this a lot because I knew we were gonna get to this scene today, and I was like, how am I gonna handle this? And I came finally definitively to the conclusion of, no. We're actually gonna watch them. I'll just talk about them afterwards. I'm not gonna skip over them. That's stupid. That's a lot of extra work. I'm not gonna do that. Then I started playing the scene in my head and just listening to the dialogue in my head, and I went, no, we're skipping it. We're skipping it. I'm putting it later. Nope, we're absolutely not doing this. Like, I got to one specific line, and I was like, nope, no. It's so bad. It ruins everything. Okay. We're going to put it later.
That's the thing that ruins everything? That one scene?
Yeah, it's not, look, it's not a good scene. I don't care for it very much.
All right.
It's.
I love that there's one thing that ruins everything.
So I mentioned putting scenes from the manga on screen, and I was showing Aidan some manga stuff before you got here, Joey.
All right.
So check it out. So you know how in this game Kairi gets to Twilight Town and they're like, oh, hi, Kairi.
Yeah.
And then the next time we see it is like she gets kidnapped and nothing happened and it was a waste of time. So this devotes like an entire chapter to Kairi getting into shenanigans with Hainer, Pence, and Olette on Twilight Town. And it's super cute.
It's so good.
So they're just chatting up, and she's explaining all of the backstory of who Sora is and what the deal is, and it's all very nice. And then Olette's like, why don't you stay at my house for a bit and, get a part-time job or whatever while you get ready for your quest to go around the galaxy and try and find Sora, Kairi? And she's like, yeah, that'll be the hypest when I get to do that. I can't wait for the spin-off game where I get to go on my own adventure to try and hunt down my boyfriend and drag him back home for ditching me for a year. Also, Vexen shows up.
Sure.
Not the real Vexen. This is a replica of Vexen. He's a running gag in the manga.
And if you look under his thumb, it literally says Vexen replica notes.
He's writing his own secret he's writing a
great.
secret Vexen report.
Oh my gosh.
And he has nothing to do with the plot. He just constantly shows up to be a depraved weirdo.
Good.
It's so good.
Anyway,
baseball bat. I want to see it.
So they go out
hang on.
They go out and they find Cypher, and the translator's kind enough to tell us that his hat says the great me in kanji. And Cypher's kind of a jerk to Kairi because he's a jerk to everybody, and Kairi is nice to him anyway, and he develops a super crush on her.
Nice.
Anyway, then they say Kairi's looking for her boyfriend, and she freaks out because, oh no, it's anime. But I guess it's better than the games where they just don't ever bring it up at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Axel burns Hainer and Pence, and then Olette pulls out a baseball bat with nails in it and tries to get him, but he runs through the portal, and she freaks out a little bit because it's super spooky. And then Syax shows up trying to hunt down Axel, but his tracking devices run out of batteries. This thing is great.
I'm gonna need this.
Yeah,
I already need it, but
that's why earlier I was like, when we finish this, I'm probably just gonna buy it for myself.
And then when they tell Sora, hey, a guy with red hair showed up, a spiky red hair showed up and stole Kairi, you see Olet's thought bubble, which is a creepier version of him with like narrower eyes and longer hair.
Yeah.
And 15-year-old Kairi, and Sora, Donald, and Goofy imagine younger Kairi with super crazy spiky red hair and no face because they don't know what he looks like. Oh yeah, and there's the aftermath of
oh no,
Painter and Pence getting burnt. It's fantastic stuff. Anyway,
it is. It's all very nice.
This scene is almost done. Is there anything
quite
else
a
that I
long
can do to?
scene.
Oh, you see what I mean about this is a super. Remember how everybody is out fighting the Heartless and we've got to go help them, and all of this
love
has
this
nothing
tension
to do
relief.
with anything. This is look. I just figured you probably deserved a bit of this too because you've been suffering even more than Aidan has. Also, Cypher tries to give them the trophy and Sora doesn't care. I don't need this. And Cypher just tries to shove it in his face. And he's like, I gotta find Riku and Kairi. I don't care about this stupid anime nonsense.
Why didn't they make an anime? Like that would have been the easiest thing just to get money.
This also leads to probably my favorite like individual page in all of these mangas, where he's like, here, this trophy goes to the strongest guy in town. Take it. And then we get those anime bubbles in the background and he blushes. And hold on. I'm waiting for the perfect timing with which for this loading screen to end so I can pause it. There we go. Which then leads to this.
Everyone's reaction.
I love Rai's reaction most of all. Just this dopey grin.
Ah, young love.
Anyway, that was fun. I'm glad that I got to share all of that with you guys.
That was a fun moment.
Alrighty, are you guys ready to go back to the real game?
I don't know.
I'm sure it'll be just as good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I keep forgetting that I have makeup on. I never wear makeup. My grandmother was like, "Oh, you're gonna go see two boys. You have to wear makeup." I was like, I don't even wear makeup for my boyfriend. I don't know what you're talking about.
There's this guy again.
Oh,
with the sitar.
Hey, you guys are looking lively. Didn't we catch you messing around in the underworld? How'd a wimp like you get into Organization 13?
What?
Jeez.
I bet you can't even fight.
Yeah, but we can.
You shouldn't judge anyone by appearance.
Oh, I told them they were sending the wrong guy. Who is this?
What is this?
Remember, the organization's made up of nobodies.
Right. No hearts.
Oh, we do too have hearts. Don't be mad.
You can't trick us.
Silence, traitor.
So, are we doing actual boss fight now?
Yes. Now, you remember the water clone gimmick from the last time? You're still going to have to do that occasionally, but you also fight him for real. He will occasionally interrupt the fight to do that minigame on a harsher time limit.
Harsher time limit?
Yeah.
Okay. What happens if you don't do it?
You just lose the fight.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did
Now
he
you have
just
to
yell,
open-
I just want to dance?
He said, dance, water, dance!
Oh.
Yeah, so you remember this. Remember, that reaction command is the fastest way to take care of these guys. You just keep mashing that triangle button.
I have to attack him first.
Yeah, you have to get the prompt, like you have to transfer them into the musical note form before you can use that on them.
Okay.
You got 20 seconds to kill 30 of these things.
Oh,
Right.
okay. You only need... Yeah, you're over halfway there and you still have half of your time left. Oh, just kidding. It's counting down.
Yeah, this isn't great.
Sorry, I thought the forms was counting up and the time was counting down, but they're both
Hang
counting
on,
down.
come on.
So, I'm sorry. I'm not good at games.
Yes, you did it. Now the boss fight starts real. Go hit him. Go hit him.
Oh.
Go hit the bro. Water.
All right. Oh, I can use them on him.
Yeah. Yeah, he still spawns them in and you can still use the reaction command. It's just no longer like a time thing where you have to get them all before you lose the fight.
Oof. All right. Okay.
Now this is a real boss fight.
Yeah.
Watch out. He telegraphs. Look for openings. Dodge behind attacks. You've got the moveset you need now to pull this stuff
You're right.
off.
You're right.
I know you aren't used to that moveset because I was the one who got it for you.
Not
But you
sure.
have it if you want it.
Excuse me? I grabbed it, but it didn't do anything.
I think no, you threw it right at him actually.
Oh, you can. Okay.
I don't think you did the spin thing. I think you just threw it at him once.
Nice.
I don't know how to though. Oh my gosh, please. All right.
Oh gosh, I'm so glad that I don't have to play this game.
I don't
I'll make you play Dream Drop Distance, Aidan. Don't worry.
What? No. I'm so mad.
I don't want to play that game.
I forget I have dodge now. Okay, so he'll always do that and then fall up in the explosion.
Uh-oh, you have to do this. You have to do this song and dance again. You gotta kill 10 in 10 seconds.
10, 15.
Oh, jeez.
Well, it was 10 seconds by the time that I read it, so.
Well.
Is that good?
No, you need. There you go. Yeah, now you're good.
Yeah, so remember I talked previously about how much the aerial stuff in this game was expanded because almost every single enemy in the game can be launched?
Yeah.
Pretty much all of the organization members can be launched. And you saw how you basically just doubled the length of your combo there by doing that, right?
Yeah.
Also something that's worth noting, so right now we have several additional combo pluses on. Like your air combo has been upped by 2 and your ground combo has been upped by 1 because you also get combo pluses from leveling up your forms, right?
Yeah.
So we have things like we have combo boost, which increases the damage of a finisher depending on how long your string is. So on bosses, it's advantageous to have a super long string, but against mob fights, it's usually it's usually better to have a short string. When you're fighting just normal enemies, it's better to have a short string to get to your finishers quickly to do AoE damage.
Okay.
So that's actually something to keep in mind, is like when you go into and out of bosses to turn combo pluses on and off typically. Just something to keep in mind after this we can do. Make things a little bit more expedient.
Oh, no way!
Excuse me?
That was a death.
That was a death?
Yeah, you just killed him.
Okay.
You just killed a man.
Organization who'd like to be next?
Sora's ready to kill more.
Yeah, we gotta go help our friends out first.
We'll help our friends by killing the bad guys.
Then let's go.
Got a little power hungry there.
There you are.
I wanted to give you guys a medal. You're all soldiers now. Ha-ha.
Mickey, do you think love can bloom on a battlefield?
Yeah, I do. I think that any time, anywhere, people can fall in love with one another.
You gotta read it in Mickey's voice.
After the cutscene's over.
No, don't do it. Don't actually do it.
Yeah, I do. I think that anytime, anywhere, people can fall in love with each other. Like right now.
Look out!
Don't you have a shield that you could have used to block it?
Yeah, he does, but it's only good for battle.
I can't
don't
believe
you know?
Goofy's dead.
No.
Hey, you're the king's captain. You gotta get up.
Come on, wake up.
I'm sorry about the ice cream.
What?
Goofy?
Is that a callback to something I just don't remember?
I don't know.
This is not happening. It can't be happening.
Wait, are they really implying that Goofy's dead? Are you serious?
They'll pay for this.
Yeah!
Oh!
What is going on?
We gotta go get revenge. We gotta go get. We gotta go get revenge for Goofy, guys. They killed him. You killed my friend. Bigfoot killed my friend.
Amazing.
Good abilities.
No, it's too late.
No.
I want to get into this.
I'm so good.
Goofy's dead, Aidan. They killed him. They killed Goofy.
I call bullshit.
You bastards.
I don't even buy it.
Hey, it's Yuffie.
War as hell.
I don't buy it.
Naomi.
Oh, that was a command.
Wolf.
I don't buy it. I have no emotions about this game anymore.
No, that's great. I love this.
Why,
I
Wolf?
love this.
I'm always the survivor. What's wrong with E?
My brain is
Okay.
refusing
Oh, I can't do it
to
yet.
process this.
No, you're in combat gauntlet now, Joey.
Good.
So this is actually a really cool sequence.
This is a really...
You just procedurally team up with all of them.
That is pretty neat though. That's
Are you
pretty
gonna
neat.
want me to turn off the combo?
Who cares? It's no big deal. You're already in there now.
Yeah, I was just...
After this, it's probably a good idea.
Oh, it's one of the big bad boys.
Just if he starts winding up for an attack, just use reflect, like right now.
I was trying.
But your defense has been massively improved.
I can
so
feel
you're
it, dude.
People have probably been screaming for the entire playthrough, why aren't you buying armor for everybody? And it's because I'm stingy and I wanted to wait for the opportune moment.
Grand. So that's why I've been suffering. That's why I've been dying in one hit constantly, because you're cheap.
Hey, but you've learned, haven't you?
Did
Look
I?
at that, she just went in with a roundhouse kick and took out half of
That's
them.
amazing.
Yeah, I like her a lot. I also like that she's like she's still like, oh look, I'm pretty, but not in a way that it like limits
That's a lot.
that it would
That's a
plausibly
lot.
limit functionality. Like she's still pretty, don't get me wrong.
Do you know what her original design from Final Fantasy VII
No.
looks like? Give me just a moment,
Is she
Aidan.
the
I'm gonna
belt
pull-
lady?
Which one?
The one that has the whole scarf.
No, that's Lulu from Final Fantasy X. Don't be silly.
Okay.
No. No, Tifa exists at a much higher standard than Lulu.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
I'm being sarcastic.
Oh dang.
No belts.
No belts.
No
just-
belts? None at all?
Well, maybe one or two.
I'm not sure how many belts she has. Let's find out. Let's have a quick look at Tifa's
But
belt
defense.
count. There's Tifa.
Aw, but I like her so much better.
She has
than
she has 2 belts. She has 1 belt around her waist and 1 for each glove. And here's Cloud.
Okay, that's 3 belts, Jacob.
What did I say?
2.
Oh, that's my bad. I was looking at a picture of that and over here. I'm doing one too many things at once right now. All right.
I like her better in this, I think.
That's her costume design for the movie. I honestly like her original design just fine. I mean, it's a little bit ridiculous, but especially because you've also got to remember that Final Fantasy VII is a basic PlayStation polygon game where you can barely even like make out what she looks like.
Oh, great.
So it's just like, oh well, she's like a martial arts master or whatever, and she doesn't wear much.
Clothed. Yeah, great. No, I do like the clothing designs where they tend to be more clothed. Because you can do interesting things with clothes. If they don't have clothes on, it's just like, great.
But if they
wonderful.
don't have clothes, then it solves the game.
No.
Yeah.
I also really like Tifa's Advent Children design. I just don't like Advent Children that much. That's all.
It's a good design. I like it.
Yeah, I'm fine, but...
Goofy.
Hey, fellas!
There we
See,
go.
I called bullshit.
There we
That was
go.
correct.
No, I knew he was coming back. I knew he wasn't actually.
You ever heard of Jesus?
This is Heartless, Goofy.
That really hurt.
Aw, Goofy.
Did they not even like check his heartbeat or anything?
They didn't try a cure or a Phoenix down. I get bumped on the head all the time. I'm a cartoon character.
Doll's about
I
to be
did
like,
like seeing angry like Mickey though.
Honestly, that's the justification for the entire. The only person I've ever seen even attempt to justify this sequence was like, it's super stupid. It's never believable for even a moment that Goofy is dead.
Oh, yeah.
But Mickey Mouse gets to get mad and want revenge for a dead friend, and he tells you to go and kill a bunch of Heartless alongside cool Final Fantasy characters, so it's all worth it.
we're real close to that other evil castle over there.
Yeah, and that's important. Sora doesn't know that that's important. Well, no, what am I talking about? Maleficent used to reside there. That's my mistake.
So what's better about this?
Bigger range, bigger area of effect.
Okay.
Like if you go, like after you get out of this menu, if you just go ahead and cast it, you'll see, yeah, you'll definitely want to turn off your combo pluses for what's about to happen. We're gonna fight some more mobs. Yeah, so all of your combo pluses, just take them all off.
Okay.
That combo boost you want, but not the combo plus.
That you're. Yeah.
Those two, there you're good. That's all you needed to get rid of, really.
Okay. Wait, what does Donald have?
I don't know. Goofy Revenge Lust.
Blizzard boost. Does he need that?
Nah, he's fine.
Okie doke.
We could if we wanted to, but it's no big deal. So if you just cast Cure, see the ring?
Whoa!
That ring is its
That's-
effective range.
That's huge.
Yeah. So it's significantly better now.
At least it can be
One of these big chests is gonna have something useful in it.
A map?
Whoa.
That's not my definition of useful. The other one will have something useful in it. Glad everyone's okay. We have to rally together for our friends' sake. There, that's relatively useful.
I just saw paper and I thought it was another map, and I was like, Jacob.
Sometimes we get split up like we were earlier and can't help each other. At times like that, try using your enemies to fight.
Excuse me?
That was mechanics to tell you you're gonna have to do a battle on your own in a minute. Use reaction commands.
Oh,
Yuck!
boy.
I don't know what happened, but sorry if I made you worried. What could happen next? We'd better prepare ourselves for anything. Rally together for our friends' sakes. Ha-ha! Let's do it.
That was not speedrun strats right there.
No, that run does not let you, unless you're pushing like, a lot of the movement abilities get really weird when you get up on loading zones. Like, you have to be pushing forward and not in certain states of movement.
That's fair, though, so you don't accidentally get out. Or more easily.
Yeah.
Hey!
Look, you guys, it's someone we don't know.
It's the guy who's got Ansem.
You mean it's his nobody? The leader of Organization 13.
Why?
Wait a minute. Now I know.
So remember earlier when Mickey was like, I don't remember where I met this guy?
Yeah.
It was just that he could tell us where he met that guy 5 minutes later after we'd seen him.
Okay.
Wise Ansem, I'm here to seek your advice.
Also eating ice cream.
Everybody in this
Are
universe eats
you
ice cream constantly.
For real?
I'm glad we have the opportunity to speak like this, my friend. I'm intrigued by your hypothesis, and I'm finding it difficult to stave off the urge to test it. Still, I'm concerned about the stability of the worlds.
Yup. That's what worries me too.
The doors that appeared, the place the Heartless seek. I fear my research may have brought this upon us.
Master Ansem, regarding the experiment I presented the other day, with your permission, I'd like to proceed.
I forbid it! Forget this talk of doors and the heart of all worlds. That place must not be defiled.
But Master Ansem, I've been thinking.
They are not.
Whoa.
Those thoughts are best forgotten.
These names, like, what do they do? Do they just, like, have, like, phonetic dice and they just chunk them and they're like, all right, how do we make a name out of this? Like...
Okay, so you'll notice that suddenly this scene is super compressed and doesn't look so good.
Yeah.
It's because some stuff is about to happen that couldn't happen in engine on PS2. You'll also notice that Sora will have the Kingdom Key in a moment here, not the Oathkeeper.
Let's go.
It's for that same reason.
Oh, wow.
Even if they were JPEGs, the PS2 can't handle that. Not unless you're a Muso.
Fair.
Hey Joey, do you like Musos?
I have played 2 Musos.
Do you like them?
I have played 2 of them.
You're about to play 3 of them. So this is a moment that lots of fans think is the hypest. I think it's cool. It's fine, but it's not like this big thing that everybody
Defeat
loves.
all of the enemies.
And when it says all, it means defeat 1,000 of them.
Oh my gosh.
Now you'll notice that a lot of these guys are JPEGs, and there's only the ones loaded in directly around you, but you have to kill 1,000 of these before the fight ends.
Okay. I got 80 of them now.
That's why these 2 enemy types have ridiculously overpowered reaction commands with massive AoE damage.
Gotcha.
Like the floating guy shoots out the big beam laser, the other guys let you do that ridiculous, like, flying through everybody move. Yeah. The speedrunners will typically, like, get in the middle of the map and just hang out close to one of those guys, one of the guys you're beating on right now, and just continually, like, spam his reaction command.
Fair.
And just wipe all these guys immediately.
Well, when you do it like that, it's not so hype anymore.
No, it's not so hype anymore. I get why this was hype in 2005/2006 on the PS2, and it's a big like look at how awesome and cool this fight is, but it's like the novelty wears off after 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's like even with the okay, let's just grab this guy and like wail on him. It's still kind of neat, like at least from a watching perspective. Like,
oh no, I'm not. I hope that I don't sound down on this sequence because I actually quite like it. I've just never understood the fan fascination of like, this is the coolest, epicest moment in the whole series. I remember how excited I got when I saw this, and I'm like, yeah, it was fine. It was a cool moment. There's way cooler stuff later in just this game alone. You remember how I've talked about the fact that I like the ending of this game a lot?
Yeah.
Man, there's some cool stuff later in this game.
I remember like the first time we ever talked about it, you were like, I hate the second game, but I love the second game even more than I hate it. And every time I see the end, I stand and clap. So like, knowing that there was not a third game and might not ever be, I was always like,
there
all
still
right,
might not ever be.
Second game.
It's gonna come out this year, you guys.
That's
right.
such
I hope
a
it doesn't.
lie.
I want it to get delayed so we can finish these on time. No, it's gonna come out this year. No, here's
I'll believe it when I see it.
No, here's the thing. It's going to come out this year, half finished, and they'll sell the rest of it to us piecemeal across the course of 2 years for $60.
Kingdom Hearts 3 Episodic Tale.
I say that because it came out that like they clearly had a really harsh like internal deadline for 15 where they were like, no, it comes out in 2016. Like it doesn't matter what's stated in it comes out in 2016.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to bet that and they don't want to have the kerfuffle they have with 15 where like they had to delay it 2 months. So they're gonna wait until the last possible minute and announce it when they are 100% confident in the release date, and even if it's December 31st, 2018. Yeah. Though it probably won't be. They're probably gonna aim for like early Q4 would be my guess. It'll come out. It won't be finished. It'll be finished by 2020. All the DLC will be released in a complete package called Kingdom Hearts 3 Final Mix. You can upgrade your base copy for $20 to turn it into like the full version of the game.
Guard break?
Yeah. Okay, so that's another move that's like a mid-range distance closer. I was mentioning, I think I talked to you previously about the other one that we got, and I was incorrect about it. I said it's like guard piercing, and it's a big like forward move at mid distance. The one we got earlier was a different move. That's the move that I was thinking of when I described that earlier.
Where's the king? Come on!
He does it.
Mickey killed somebody.
Do you see what I mean? How this castle looks nothing like the castle from the last game, but it's it's got the Heartless logo on it, so obviously it's Maleficent's castle, even though she was in Ansem's castle.
How long has it been since I abandoned that name?
Out with it, nobody.
11 years.
Where's Kairi? Where's Riku?
I guess maybe 12 if you want to get more internal and specific.
As for Riku,
I killed him.
You should ask your king.
Mickey killed him. Stop. Yeah, Mickey definitely killed him. He doesn't have his cloak on. He doesn't have his cloak on.
They forgot about that plot point, except for when it's convenient.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Listen, man, those portals, they just, Mickey's like, I would much rather kill myself by jumping in this portal than give Sora exposition.
What?
Like, look, they're pulling so many design cues from how it looked in the first game, but it's like, no! There was one castle, and it wasn't this one. I remember what it looked like.
Way to fall right into their trap.
Screw off!
What's going on, dude?
Bring back my girlfriend.
Not my girlfriend. She's not my
What
girlfriend.
are you talking about, Sora? Please.
Come on, it's a setup by Organization 13.
But aren't you?
Heartless is using you to destroy the Heartless. That's his big master plan.
Zem? Do we know that name? Obviously not.
The guy you just saw.
Oh, that's what he goes by now, then.
Got it memorized?
Probably not.
N-A-S.
So all of the members of the organization, they're nobodies, right? They don't go by their human names. They all go by their original name, but shuffled around and with an X added to it. Because Xehanort was super edgy, and he thought that was awesome and really hype, right?
Hang on.
So you're thinking to yourself, how on... Oh, you're maybe thinking something else to yourself.
What do you mean original name? Oh, never mind. Sorry, got it. Never mind. Sorry. Good. Continue.
So Roxas is Sora, but with an X added in and the letters shuffled around. Now, you may be wondering how on earth Xehanort turns into Xemnas. The answer is it's not. It's Ansem rearranged with an X in it. Or
that's what screwed
depending
me
on
up.
which fan you ask, it doesn't have an X added to it. It's just a rearrangement of Mansex.
All right.
I'm so glad I was not drinking yet.
Yeah, I wish you would have waited, like, just
What is it with you guys wanting to make me spit? Was
So-
the spit thing on camera last night?
I don't even remember, man. So
I'm scared now.
She's just not gonna drink
What's
now.
hilarious is that you can tell that they thought up their cool, edgy nobody names first, and then later had, except with the exception of Xemnas and Roxas, they then later had to go back, like when prequels shenanigans happen, and we like see some of these guys in human form. They're like, so what was their real name? And they're like, Axel. That's Lee. L-E-A. Nailed it. And that's the least ridiculous one. Oh no. By far. Lexaeus becomes like, oh man, what is Lexaeus become? His
I don't
is
know
ridiculous.
what Marluxia is.
Marluxia is Lamarium.
That's actually not awful.
His is actually not that bad. I forgot about his.
He had a ton of letters to work with though.
Yeah.
So
a lot. He had a lot of real estate to rearrange. Anyway, we're good to go.
I tried to drink really fast so neither of you could say anything.
Organization 13 wants to get rid of the Heartless?
Yeah, because they're nobodies.
Man, you're slow. Every Heartless slain with that Keyblade releases a captive heart. That is what the organization is after.
So what are those guys gonna do with the hearts?
I'm not telling.
Of course you're freaking not!
So remember when I was like, time to knowing the organization's goal and time to knowing the organization, like their objective and their motivation? It's because they are revealed at separate times.
Okay. Fine.
They're like, so we've finally, now that we're 20 hours into the game by normal game clock standards, this is solidly the midway point if you do everything.
Every part of my soul wants to scream bloody murder.
We now know what their goal is, but we don't know why they want to accomplish that goal or what sort of killing the Heartless, what the byproduct of that will be.
Captive hearts.
And he goes, I'm not telling. Even though he has a vested interest in undermining the organization at this point.
I feel like this is like the child playground thing where it's like, do you know what, I can't think of an example. Do you know what multiplication is? Yeah, I do, but you should tell me because I bet you don't know what it is.
Oh, sure.
Like, sure. I feel like that's absolutely what's going on
Of
here.
course I know what it is, but why don't you tell me just to test you?
Yeah.
Of course I know what the organization is up to, but do you know?
Yeah. I feel like that's what this is right now.
You're the one who kidnapped Kairi.
Axel. Got it memorized.
What's with that?
That's his catchphrase. Got it memorized. He said it like once in Chain of Memories. In the GBA version, he says commit it to memory. And in the PS2 version, he says got it memorized once. And then in this game, it's his catchphrase. He has to say it in every scene that he's in.
I hate that so much.
Got it memorized? Lock it down, Aidan. Lock it down in your memory.
No!
Don't ever let it escape. Hey, guys. Axel's like one of the most popular characters in this series.
I'm not surprised.
Fans love him.
He's edgy.
I like his voice.
He has a good voice.
Credit to the voice actor where it's due.
Look, about Kairi, I'm sorry.
Axel.
Bull. You don't have feelings. You don't have a heart to have feelings.
We'll ensure he receives the maximum punishment.
Frickin' what? He told you too much and now he has to die.
I don't care about any of that. Just let me into the realm of darkness, okay?
If it's Kairi you're worried about, don't. We're taking very good care of her.
Lies!
Take me to her.
Is she that important to you?
Honestly, I don't even know anymore.
More than anything.
Show me.
More than anything, Aidan.
It's bull.
How important is she to you, Sora?
So important that I definitely was gonna ditch her to save my other friends.
Please.
But they're just friends, though.
So you really do care for her. In that case, the answer's no.
Ah!
You rotten!
Are you angry? Do you
Because that's the only thing that these Disney characters can call him.
and directed at the Heartless?
Why can nobody summon Heartless?
Pitiful Heartless.
They're super
mindlessly
tough.
Collecting hearts. And yet, they know not the true power of what they hold. The rage of the Keyblade releases those hearts.
So can we do a refresh?
Darkness.
Of what?
Okay, thank you for pausing because I didn't want to talk over the scene. Which ones are supposed to, which ones now
Oh my
are
God.
naturally
okay.
occurring?
Okay, these are wonderful questions, Aiden. All right, so listen. Let's finish the scene and then I'll talk about it.
Okay.
And free.
Because I don't freaking remember.
Until they weave together to make kingdom hearts. And when that time comes, we can truly, finally exist.
What in the world do you think you're prattling on about?
Okay, so the reason I don't actually have a real separate timing thing for like time to knowing the motivation and time to knowing like the plan is because at least Syax alludes to it here. And I mean, like, what are nobodies?
They're the shells after the heart's gone.
What do they lack?
Hearts.
What does that mean for them?
Means that they want the hearts.
But no, like,
But
what,
also
what
the
does
dude-
not having a heart
Oh, they don't
mean?
feel.
So what would they want?
Hearts, feelings.
Emotion. Human stuff.
Man, wasn't it important that we kept their motivation a secret for 20 hours?
Also, that one dude said we do have hearts. What was that all about?
Yeah, he was like, ugh.
He was messing with them.
I hate everything.
I hate this game.
Do you remember when Yensid was like, nobodies may seem to have feelings, but this is a ruse. Don't be deceived. And they're like, you can't trick us. And then he turns around and comes back and goes, silence, traitor.
Yeah.
This is no longer on the wiki. This is more for the benefit of other people who are watching this video and now are pointing some dagger eyes at me. But I just want to make a point both to you guys and to some other people who are watching this video. The Kingdom Hearts wiki used to have a section. It's been changed since then. I guess they rewrote it, but it used to like have a specific line that was like, but Demnix, that is, drops his emotional facade right before fighting with Sora, Donald, and Goofy, right? Now, obviously, Roxas and Naminé were also both nobodies. Especially what the heck was going on with Naminé?
Yeah.
So there's something screwy going on here, but we'll see. We'll find out more. To answer your previous question, Aidan, in the original game, Pure-blooded Heartless came from the realm of darkness, and they're bad.
Yeah, and the emblem ones were the manufactured ones.
Yeah, and the reason that the Heartless had never been a big problem was because they only came through in little bits. And so Ansem wasn't, like, when Ansem started, Evil King Ansem started experimenting on people, this caused the population to expand rapidly. And for his own scientific purposes, he labeled the ones that he created with the logo to keep them separate.
Right, but didn't that change?
In this game, they are now saying that when the apprentices performed their experiments, those people turned into pure-blooded Heartless, and that they artificially manufactured, somehow, lots more Heartless, and those are the emblem ones.
So that they're not people or naturally occurring.
They're just monsters.
Okay.
And also, the logo ones can collect hearts from other things. So in Days, you play as Roxas, right? Because it's the organization game. And this is kind of getting ahead a little bit, but not that much, because they basically just said it. They just said, hey, Sora, when you use the Keyblade to kill Heartless, you're helping us, right? Why do you think it was important for them to have Roxas on their team? If their entire plan revolves around killing Heartless, they needed a Keyblade guy on their team, which is also why all the organization guys, even like the people other than Marluxia, were like, hey, it'd be neat if we could get Sora to join our side. So in Days, there is a sub-objective in each mission where when you kill Heartless, they grant you hearts, which are basically like a currency, right? That you can like spend on upgrades and stuff. because you're basically a salaryman in Days who's just working your day job of going around and killing Heartless for the organization. That game has a really weird tone.
Yeah.
But I like it enough, I guess. I'm not going to talk about Days much. That's a very basic component of it. But basically, the point is that killing pure-blooded Heartless does not add to your heart counter and does not affect your score. But killing the Emblem Heartless does up your counter. But killing big ones doesn't give you 1 heart. It can give you like 50 hearts. And I think that's a gameplay conceit, not a lore conceit. This is Jacob coming to you from the future to comment on some of the things that I say in this episode and some of the things that Aidan and Joey say in this episode, because I realized after we actually filmed it that we weren't very clear about a couple of points. So I want to make something abundantly clear for everybody watching this at home. This type of stuff does not really bother us that much. We do have fun talking about it and kind of breaking it down, but this is not the type of stuff that will ruin a story or make a game or a movie or whatever bad for us, because ultimately, as far as, I feel like I can speak for Aidan and Joey as well on this, but I can, of course, 100% know that I can speak for myself, honestly, here. When the mechanics of a fantasy world don't make sense, as long as they aren't getting in the way of character and emotion and the actual story. I use the phrase story and plot interchangeably in this very episode, but if you go and watch that video I did over on the main channel, the difference between story and plot, you might get a better idea of kind of what I'm talking about, though I don't use the words correctly here. But basically, all of this stuff is not really that important, because it's all about what the characters are feeling and what they want, and what their motivations are, and what their quests are. And all of the details of the world are ultimately there to support all of that. So the fact that the Heartless don't make perfect sense doesn't really bother us that much, because ultimately, while the mechanics of the Heartless and what they were was important to the themes of Kingdom Hearts 1, the Heartless, their only relevance to the story of this game, of Kingdom Hearts 2, is that killing them makes the hearts come out, and that's going to help the organization somehow. Their actual internal chemistry, for lack of a better word, what makes them tick, is not important to this game's story. So I don't want anybody to think that just because we're like, oh, the Heartless don't make any sense, we're saying Kingdom Hearts 2 is terrible. That's not what we're getting at. There's a lot of frustration going around here, but I feel like it's mostly just because Aidan and Joey, having never played this game before, are just kind of feel like we're spinning our wheels a little bit right now, and a lot of stuff that isn't really contributing is happening. We're spending a lot of time explaining all of these things that ultimately, number one, don't make that much sense, and number two, aren't really relevant to the things that our characters or the audience care about, so why are we devoting so much time to explaining them? That's where we're coming from on this, so please don't freak out. Don't think that we're writing off the game because a couple of its weird fantasy tropes don't make perfect sense. And don't think that we all hate this game just because Aidan and Joey get a little bit frustrated as this episode goes on. Don't worry. Everything is going to be fine, I promise. As I promised at the very beginning of this playthrough, it gets better. This game ends really well. I will end singing this game's praises. Please be excited. Just hang in there. Also, one more quick thing. A couple of times in this video, I say Kingdom Hearts fans. I should just be clear. I consider myself to be a Kingdom Hearts fan, so when I say that, I'm not at all being derogatory. I'm just trying to say that Kingdom Hearts fans collectively or in groups have come up with these theories or interpret these things this way or whatever else. I'm not in any way trying to slander fans of this series, because again, I mean, I wouldn't... Have you listened to anything that I've said? Like, I'd have to be a fan, or else I'd be completely crazy. But I'm just using that to differentiate, from average members of the audience or average gamers or whatever. That's all I mean. I'm not trying to be derogatory when I say Kingdom Hearts fans. I should make that clear just before I hurt anybody's feelings. That's not at all what I'm out to do.
Kingdom Hearts belongs to me. The heart of all kingdoms.
Get your eyebrows in shape and maybe we'll talk.
All that lives. A dominion fit to be called Kingdom Hearts must be my dominion.
Maleficent, no! No more Heartless!
I do not take orders from you.
fool.
I love the tension in this scene.
Oh no!
I love how Syax summoned some Heartless to attack us, and those Heartless disappeared. The Maleficent summoned other Heartless. And even though I guess the organization could command Heartless, he felt the need to summon Nobodies to kill those Heartless, even though Sora killing those Heartless really would have been more beneficial.
At bay, you devise a way to vanquish them forever.
Maleficent.
Temporary truce.
Do not misunderstand me. I shall have my revenge on you yet.
Maleficent!
Leave now.
I care about you.
Take orders from you.
I didn't kill you in the last game.
But what about...
What about Maleficent?
I didn't get to kill her again.
Now then, where did we leave off?
Huh?
Yeah, this...
Oh, no, this makes sense because he wants him to kill the Heartless because he wants the hearts.
The Heartless ally with whoever's the strongest.
So shouldn't that be Sora? It shouldn't.
Hey, I'm reminded of a journal from this game, so it's definitely canon as of this game at least, where Secret Ansem talked about how the Heartless are super tough and they won't follow orders from people, but what if somebody else became a Heartless? And that was the whole point of like why Xehanort Ansem turned himself into Heartless Ansem to command the Heartless. But then didn't he just say that the Heartless obey who's strongest and then call a bunch of Heartless even though he's a nobody and
And it also said that they follow hearts, but nobodies don't have hearts. Sora has a heart. They should list. Well, no, they should.
Hey, look, there
attack
go
him
the
'cause
hearts.
They want the heart
There go the hearts.
that we haven't seen before.
No,
now.
Actually,
we have seen them.
Actually, we have. And actually, ever since Kingdom Hearts 1, the pure-blooded Heartless do not generate that effect, and the Emblem Heartless do.
Well, that's my bad.
But in the previous game, the implication was that was a person. In this game, it's like, what is... I don't understand.
Yeah.
Are they zombies and, like, they ate a person and took their heart?
Yeah.
It doesn't... Whatever. I assume the... But, like, why would every single artificial one have a heart inside of it? Does that mean that every single one of them has killed somebody and eaten their heart? Or did... Okay, hold on a second. If Ansem and crew, fake Ansem, Xehanort Ansem, if they figured out how to make artificial hearts to put in these Heartless, then why don't they just make...
Heartless don't have hearts.
But those guys do. They just released them when we killed them.
But those are hearts that they killed. They don't have to make an artificial heart to make an artificial Heartless.
But why does every single artificial Heartless with the emblem have a heart inside of it? Have every single one of them ever been lucky enough to kill somebody and take their heart?
Yes.
So does that mean that Ansem and the Apprentices can artificially create hearts? And if they can, then why are they doing any of the things they're doing and not just making hearts for themselves and putting them inside of themselves?
Because they're not as good. It's like
Kingdom Hearts fans, don't bother. Don't bother.
It's like, yeah, because they're not as good. It's like, okay, if you eat a cookie.
Is this going to be a nasty shrimp situation? Are we going to get into that?
No. No, it's not gonna get that bad. It's like you have like regular cookies and you have like gluten-free cookies, and they're not the same. They're not the same.
Okay, so the artificial hearts aren't good. They're good enough for knockoff Emblem Heartless, but not good enough for a real person.
Yeah.
All right, cool. You've done a better job of explaining this than any Kingdom Hearts fan I've ever heard.
Because I really hate gluten-free cookies. That was the first thing that came to mind. Like, I was like, I could equate it to drugs not giving you the same high, and then I was like, no, I have a better one. I have a better one.
No, like, honestly, I like... Now that we've finally gotten here, after an entire game and 20 hours of keeping their motivation secret, which was they're the Pirates of the Caribbean... Now that we've finally revealed it, I honestly don't even dislike it that much. Like, we're gonna find out more about their stuff, and all of it is just fine.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a decent justification.
But all of this heartless nonsense...
It's not. It's garbage.
Just forget about it. It doesn't even matter.
Forget about it.
So yeah, anyway, the point is that killing the Heartless is sending these hearts to Kingdom Hearts, and that's gonna help their plans somehow.
Donald's thing is like...
That's the shaman's relic.
Yeah, I know, but it's like real pointy all over the place.
Yeah.
Maybe everything we've done Maybe it was all for nothing.
But you saved worlds, Sora.
That was also a line from the secret movie at the end of last game. Remember when I was talking about lines they had to shove in there somewhere?
Ah.
This was in there. Maybe everything we've done, maybe it was all for nothing. It had to go in there somewhere. Also, there was a line in there somewhere.
But this one fits pretty decently.
I missed it. There was a line in there somewhere where they were like, Your Majesty, but why? And I think that they said that when Mickey was like, don't go fight. That was also like, it was like, is this going to be revealed that Mickey's evil in the next game? And it was, no.
No, it was nothing.
What am I supposed to do if I can't use the Keyblade?
I know we're pausing a lot here, but there's a lot to say about the ongoing events of this.
Is she bringing them to the dark?
No, she's saving them. That's light. They were surrounded by Heartless. She's helping them out.
Oh.
I guess. Who knows? That was pretty vague, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Secret Ansem Report 1. I love secrets. That's my favorite. I love secrets. Hey, Secret Aidan. Do you like secrets? Hey, Joey. Secret Joey.
Hey.
What do you think of Cloud Strife?
I don't care. He's fun in Smash.
Sora! Donald! Goofy!
Relax.
Always in that order.
Those three aren't going down that easily.
But Goofy died like 10 minutes ago.
Chosen one. He's a lucky kid.
I really don't think that's a lucky kid. I feel like that's a kid who now has a curse to battle everything for the rest of his life.
See you soon.
What's hilarious to me is that, like, you would, especially, like, when you see cutscenes of, like, Cloud fighting Sephiroth, you're like, aren't all of these guys, like, 17 times tougher than Sora? Why aren't they, like, why aren't they just killing everybody in the organization?
Oh, actually, I thought you were going to say, why aren't they the Keyblade Master? And I was like, because they don't have the heart!
Yeah, no, just killing people.
Sephiroth is stronger than
Oh,
anybody
new
in
final
the
mix scene.
organization, for sure.
Sora knows the truth now. The more Heartless that he defeats, the closer he is to becoming our perfect puppet.
Why are the zippers, like, only halfway zipped at the bottom? I guess they can walk.
That was my big complaint.
It makes it leg room.
Yeah, that's what I just said, so they can walk.
No, see, this is what I was talking about, is how would you take it off? Like, you zip it
Yeah,
towards
because
the
there's a
middle?
zipper at the top and a zipper at the
So
bottom.
it would meet at the middle, and then you just couldn't...
You just have to take the zipper off entirely and, like,
You could
reattach
just,
it every time.
I mean, I think that, well, I don't know, it's pretty tight on their waist. I guess they could move both zippers, like, all the way down to the bottom and just kind of, like, step out of it and
Yeah,
then
but
step
then
back
it
into
doesn't
it.
get unzipped.
Sure, it doesn't get all the way unzipped, but, like...
You don't need to unzip it. Why would
Do
you
you
ever,
have
why
a
would you ever want to unzip something?
Do you have a zipper that goes, like, all the way down your pants legs? No, it's just, like, you just need to have enough room to get out of it.
They could take it out right now. All you have to do is take it off like a shirt. Like, he could just...
I'm so glad I decided to play these games with you guys.
I still don't think this is as good as my conversation about Namine's shampoo.
From saving people from the Heartless. It's what his pure little heart wants.
Don't mock him. At least he has a heart.
The dice have been cast.
You literally just threw them once.
He can't stop.
They're not in motion, they're in your hand.
Does he have those dice for that very purpose? For that
Probably.
one scene? Or is that his gimmick?
It will share Demyx's fate. The fun is
Isn't that the blue boy?
Yeah,
Demyx?
that was... No, Demyx was the sitar guy.
Yeah.
Demyx was
Oh,
sitar.
blonde boy. Okay.
Syax is blue hair boy.
Okay.
You gotta remember they all have X's in their name and they all sound silly, so it's hard to keep track of sometimes.
Well, I as I said it, I went blue boy.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at you, so I didn't see that. You said blue, I was thinking water and blue sitar.
Oh, no, that's blonde boy.
Already know the outcome.
Dead boy.
Yes.
So you were asking about the dice, and no, the same guy just said, what's the point of betting on something if you already know the outcome? There's a guy in here who's like, man, I sure do love gambling.
Grand.
I sure do love gambling on things.
The organization's plan.
Aren't you guys the organization?
Yeah. Are we sure he won't, like Sora?
Oh.
To us. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. It's not in my nature to hold back.
I wish we could just see their frickin' faces so that we knew who the frick was talking the whole time.
But no, we gotta reveal. We gotta wait till they pull her
Yeah, we gotta wait for the reveal.
Well, no, it's like, sure, maybe we don't know who they are. Just, like, put them in a screen, but let us see their hair so that we can identify which person says what.
I 100% agree with you because you guys may or may not remember, but there's a scene like in the very, very beginning of the game when we first see all the organization members in Hollow Bastion, and one of them in particular comes down and talks to Sora, and he has kind of like a surfer dude attitude, man.
So that's probably the blonde boy.
No, that was not him.
My point exactly!
And like, we're going to see that character again, and one of the scenes that I skipped is all about that guy, but his hood is still up. And that character is honestly one of the most interesting members of the organization, but good luck keeping track of who's who throughout your first playthrough of this game. I also love that they basically just said if Sora would die super easily, then he's not useful to us anyway. And then they said, well, you know, then that's good. It's not in my nature to hold back. So basically, even though Sora is still super critical to their plan, they're still gonna fight him every now and then because boss fights have to happen. Let me explain this to you very carefully. How many Keyblades are there?
At least 2.
There's Sora has one and Riku. No, sorry, not Riku. Mickey has one, right?
That we know of, but
there could be
That's why
more.
I said at
I was
least
gonna
2.
say through just
I know
in the series. I assume that there are just a ton of Keyblade holders we don't.
As
know
of
yet.
right now, there are 2, right?
As of now, yeah.
And there was Roxas running around, but presumably he was using Sora's Keyblade while he was in a coma or something, right? Okay, if they kill Sora, their plan is on indefinite hold unless Mickey will cooperate. Also,
But I mean, also, if they send swarms of Heartless to Mickey, he has to kill them.
Sure, but here's something. You want to know something even better? That I was honestly going to talk about later, but I'm kind of on this right now. So Roxas was part of the organization because he has a Keyblade, and that's important to their plan, right? Because they need a Keyblade to kill Heartless, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So when he gets kidnapped by, he gets beaten up by Whitehair Man, and then Ansem and Diz have him, right? And they put him in the Matrix. And they send Axel to come and get him back, right? Okay. And then when they can't get him back, they say, Axel, kill him.
Because they need the Keyblade to go to somebody else.
No. Then Sora would be in a coma and unable to wake up, and Roxas would be dead.
Why?
Because drama. Because from our perspective as the audience who doesn't know what's going on, oh no, these villains don't want Sora to wake up. They're trying to, like, it's preferable for Roxas to be dead than for Sora to wake up. Except that the second that Roxas wakes up, they have somebody who is totally willing to kill the Heartless and doesn't know what their plans are and won't attempt to undermine them. So Roxas rejoining Sora is actually incredibly tactically advantageous. Because as we will learn remember he was like, I'm leaving, and Axel was like, you can't turn their back on them, and he's like, no one will miss me. He quit. As we will find out in days, he's not a big fan of the organization anymore. He would have done everything within his power to subvert their plans if he could. Getting him back would actually be the worst possible thing, and as soon as Sora comes back, they're just like, oh well, I guess this works. Why were we trying to kill Roxas again? Oh well. This game doesn't hold up on repeat playthroughs because it holds all of its reveals until later and just hopes that you won't remember that things that happened earlier in the game don't make sense because they forgot to explain the plot to you until later.
I hate that.
I was wide awake and now I'm tired.
Remember when you find out that Ansem was evil in the first game and you're like, whoa, and that Kairi was inside of you the whole time and you're like, wait a second, that scene where he saw the slideshow on Tarzan, he's like, I got this warm feeling like I was looking at home when I saw that. And like, wait, all those Ansem reports make a little bit more sense now that I know he's a creepy, depraved megalomaniac. Wait a second, Ansem wasn't the main villain. Oh wait, that guy who was like, everything made sense. It was all like constructed. This time they just wrote whatever they wanted and
how do we make it
set
work?
the reveals as late as possible to hope that the scenes that they wanted to happen but didn't make sense with the story wouldn't be recognized by the audience as not making sense by the series' own internal logic. Hey guys, are you ready for another 20 hours of Disney shenanigans before more plot happens?
Because I don't get mad at Disney shenanigans as much.
No, not at all. Anyway, and this isn't even done yet. We've got more plot actually still to happen.
Why?
I guess help comes from
Tired
unexpected
of plot.
places.
I'm tired of this game.
This game's got more plot than Sugaha from Sword Art Online.
I doubt that, dude. It's tough to get more plot than that.
You okay, Joey?
No.
He's just got his face in his hand right now. Aren't you glad that you came and joined us for this, Aidan?
Oh, yeah.
You can see why I wanted you here for this part, though. Hey, check this out.
This is what just happened, then?
Maybe it was all for nothing. What am I supposed to do if I can't use the Keyblade?
Imbeciles. You can't be trusted to do anything.
Why? Why is it showing us this?
Also, remember that last scene with the organization was a final mix scene. So in vanilla,
they had to have this scene.
No. In vanilla, here's what happened. Heartless show up. It goes to black. What can I do if I can't use the Keyblade? Imbeciles, and then light appears, and then you see Squall and Leon, right? Then you're in space, and they say, I guess help can come from unexpected places. Sure does. And then you're back to this to see the scene that you just heard, but with video to tell you what happened.
I hate this.
Just think about how bad the scenes are that I decided to edit out for you and put somewhere else.
Where's Riku?
Do you give a shit anymore? He's dead. They're all dead.
Goofy's
This is hell.
War is hell.
War's changed.
This place.
ID tagged soldiers carry ID tagged weapons.
It's hell.
It must be the Realm of Darkness, except that it looks nothing like the Realm of Darkness as it's depicted later in the series, but that's fine.
Or earlier in the series.
Hey, you're right. We did see it earlier. I forgot. That's my bad.
Hey, look, it's someone that I don't care about. A trap?
It's one of Riddler's puzzles. Oh, never mind.
And ice cream that hasn't melted magically.
Well, he can teleport. Maybe that guy just bought it and then teleported here.
Gorge! It's the gang from Twilight Town. There's Hayner, Pence, Olette, and,
Roxas. No. The name just popped into my head. This is Roxas.
Are you sure you want to eat that?
Salty? No. Sweet!
It's sea salt ice cream. It's salty but sweet. They have it at Disneyland Japan, and Nomura had it and was like, this is cool, I'm gonna put it in the game. That's true.
Why are we doing this?
I didn't make that up.
Why are we doing this?
Man, I'm sure I'm glad that guy showed up and gave us...
Why are we doing this?
What are you talking about, Joey? We have to open a path to a new world.
How? What's the ice cream have to do with it?
What does Jack's Santa outfit have to do with it?
Also, remember how Pride Lands and Halloween and Twilight Town didn't open new paths? This one also does not open new paths. Though to be fair, some paths have closed again, so we have to replay through the Disney games and the Disney worlds in a set order. So I guess maybe they locked up again while I wasn't looking.
I gotta look for Kairi.
Not yet. What? Here we got ice cream.
I don't care.
Ice cream found inside the box. It's refreshing and tastes really good. Picture. It shows a picture inside of a box. It's Hayner and the gang in front of the old mansion in Twilight Town. Sora's like, hey, I remember waking up inside of there in a weird machine. Let's not go back and investigate that. I'm sure there was nothing important there. So we're gonna take like a 3-week break from this game, at probably maybe like 2 months, just so you guys can recuperate. I guess at least Joey, since Aidan probably won't be here for it.
I don't care, Goof.
At first I thought you were talking to Jacob.
I wonder if there's some sort of clue. And who would have left them for us? Riku.
Did that look like Riku?
I don't know. Did it?
I mean, last time that we left him, he got real buff and real mean, so maybe this time he got real tall.
It's just
plausible.
It's just this feeling I got, says Sora. It just felt like Riku. It smelled like him. He was wearing Kairi's hair care products.
No.
I use them too. We're almost
so we can all smell like home.
I can't use the Keyblade. That would only help the organization.
Use your fists!
But Sora,
hit him with your hair.
have to use it. If we don't fight them, the Heartless will keep on hurting folks.
Do you mean killing them, Goofy? Do you mean killing people? This sanitized baby game! Alrighty, that was exciting, guys. I'm really glad that I got to experience all of this with you today.
I sure am glad.
Hey, wait, what's this up here?
Nothing that we can go to.
Huh, that's interesting. How fascinating. Yeah, so as you can see, these guys have vanished because they want us to do things in a particular order. So there's no new episode at Disney Castle, but we've got new events at Port Royal, new events at both of these, and then we will also get some Olympus Coliseum business over there. Everywhere except for Disney Castle gets a second visit.
Pride Land.
Is that what the spinning thing above the head?
Yeah, that means there's new content here. Though the spinning thing over Hollow Bastion right now is just referring to the Winnie the Pooh pages that we haven't turned in. Okay, so now you may think like, well, we just found out that the Keyblade, like by killing Heartless, we're helping the villain's plan. So like, I don't know, like maybe the series would.
Do something else?
No, I guess like the best option would be like maybe the series turns into like a stealth game or like a shooter or a go-kart game or something like that. But no, we just go keep killing Heartless.
Yeah, I knew we would.
Yeah. If you want to impose like the manga kind of justifies this by Sora just kills things with magic whenever he can. So if you want to do it, if anybody playing along wants to do a self-imposed challenge for the back half of the game that forces you to change up your playstyle,
don't bother.
Only finish Heartless with magic,
Stop
and you
playing
can
this
subvert
game.
the organization's plans.
I feel like no matter what you do, it's not gonna make a difference. Like this is an Undertale. It doesn't matter. Like it.
Sans Undertale's in the next game.
He'll be one of the secret bosses for sure.
Oh man.
That's a spoiler I'll have to keep. If it turns out that Sans is in the next game, I'm gonna have to lie big time about that one. That's a lie that I'll have to tell. Okay, so I actually have some quick things to say about this whole twist.
Oh, great, more stuff
regarding Ansem and Xehanort. Now don't worry, this is not gonna be like the ridiculous like 40-minute long thing that I talked about after like the beginning of the game, right? This is relatively brief. Just like, okay. There's many things about this that are confusing to me, and ultimately I don't care about like internal lore consistency stuff as much as I do characters and interesting stuff like that. So like, if something doesn't make sense internally in a universe, but it facilitates interesting character things, I'm usually okay with that. But from a lore standpoint, the timeline of this thing is all screwy, because if we read the secret Ansem reports from the original game, basically that means that Xehanort is role-playing in his own secret confidential reports where he is documenting his war crimes.
Oh, jeez.
Also, there's a bit in that where he's like, today we were visited by a king, and we talked for hours and hours companionably. Because we expanded our relationship and talked about science as we conversed companionably. And it's like, so did he just lie about a thing that he didn't do? Because that was the real Ansem did that with Mickey, not Xehanort,
but
the
he
guy
is
that.
Ansem.
No, the report from the original game.
But he is Ansem.
No, Aiden, not anymore.
But he is Ansem.
Not anymore, Aiden. So you guys know how I spent a lot of time talking about how much I liked the arc for Ansem in the first game, and even like justifying his turn in Calm. It's because people like this. And I'm like, do you not understand that this now makes this trivializes everything that happened in the first game? Because it's no longer about, not only is it no longer about a crazy king whose ideology is shattered, it's about some guy who
is even crazier than a crazy king because he's crazy enough to think that he's a crazy king.
No, just to lie about it. He never thought that he was. He just wanted people to think that he was.
Who was gonna read those notes though?
Just himself!
It's called method acting. Oh my god,
That's exactly the thing. Xehanort has to be a huge method actor, right? Like fans will interpret and justify things in certain ways, but how you've got to do that is with like vague interpretation of minimal information and like an interview with Tetsuya Nomura or something where he tries to explain details that aren't in the game. And the real problem is that this isn't just some minor Easter egg for super hardcore dedicated fans to break apart like the codes in Gravity Falls or whatever. This is the whole plot.
When you put it that way, it sounds really bad.
This is the story.
Ugh.
Like, and at the most basic level, I paused and explained all kinds of stuff to you guys. But like at the most basic level, it's not told to the player well. It's not explained clearly because they're trying to hold off on the Xehanort Xemnas face and name reveal until the big Heartless battle, like later on, right? So they give you the exposition and then cut themselves off to give you more exposition a few minutes later when it's less effective and you won't remember it as well. it's more dramatic, I guess. Whatever. It's just another example of how, like, their desire to create mystery is hurting their storytelling. Like, all the stuff in Com seems almost trivial now, compared to, like, just the basic structure of scene to scene to scene. We've got to drag this out for as long as we can, because if we promise people that we'll tell them what's going on eventually, that'll keep them hooked. Not emotional investment and high stakes, just the promise that eventually we'll explain things.
I hope Kingdom Hearts 3 never comes out.
See, that's how I feel too.
What are you talking about, guys? This is Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 1, and Kingdom Hearts 2. That's 3 games. We're playing Kingdom Hearts 3 right now.
Okay, well, I hope that another installment of this franchise does not come into
We've got like 4 games after this one before Kingdom Hearts 3.
I said another, in additional to the ones already existing.
I hope the only games that get released are more re-releases of these games. HD ports.
So we could discuss like whether this is a good reveal or a good plot twist. Like that's relatively debatable, because even though like I could talk about how storytelling is a science, like that is in itself debatable.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's debatable. But let's just say that this is a really good plot twist, right? Like this is transformative and genius. This is like Darth Vader is Luke's father level of dichotomy shift and making the characters more interesting, like taking Vader from just being a guy with a suit and a sword to being like an interesting character. You rewatch Empire and it's like, oh, this is all like building in a weird way, and like there's like stuff going on and it adds depth to it, right? It doesn't matter because the game explains it so poorly that we can't follow along with it. So I watched a guy named Nico B play Kingdom Hearts, right? Before we did this, it was kind of like a good recap for me going through this and watching somebody else play it to get like kind of points on what to talk about. He's new to the series, but he's doing it properly. Like he's not just, oh, I'm gonna play these Kingdom Hearts games, lol. Like he beats all the secret bosses and reads all the reports. And people in his comment sections are like helping out, explaining things to him, right? And he played both sides in Chain of Memories, which a lot of LPers just skip Chain of Memories or don't do Riku, right? When he was doing,
I feel like Riku was the better side.
Yeah, but people don't care.
They're too tired of
my point is that like LPers just like, I gotta put a video out, right? And they're not having fun with that one. If you go and watch his Kingdom Hearts 2 playthrough, though, even though people are helping explain things in the comments, he still doesn't understand the details of who Ansem is, who this Ansem is, who that Ansem is, who Xehanort is, how he's related to Xemnas. It's not well written.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's a good twist is ultimately irrelevant because you can't understand it.
Yeah.
Anyway, like that's whatever. That's the exciting events of Kingdom Hearts 2. That's what we kept under wraps for 20 hours to make sure that everybody was intrigued to then reveal it and let everybody know what was really going on.
Yep.
This is all the clap it deserves.
It doesn't deserve even that much.
Just this.
Real quick question.
No, this is for Simba.
This is for Kanase Drifter. One quick question before we stop. This episode, at least. We're not stopping the game. We got like 5 more to go.
Yay!
One quick thing. During all of those scenes that happened, did you guys pick up on perhaps any other reveals that were slipped in there? Some other plot details?
Sora can't read.
That one, yeah. But like, nothing else interesting to you might have happened?
Bugs me, which is not what you're asking me, but I am bugged by the fact that Goofy's shield has a Heartless emblem on it.
That's because he got a book from one of the book Heartless, and we killed the Heartless and took its book.
Okay.
And
all right, thank you.
Yeah.
Good explanation.
That's the item we got from killing the Heartless.
I feel better now. Yeah, but Donald's...
At this point, I don't know what's new
stick.
information, what's information I either forgot or didn't.
That was really close. I forgot something. I was going to ask you guys a question about Ansem the Wise, and I remembered we have a report from Secret Ansem, who we now know is Ansem the Wise, right?
Yeah, the real one. This is the first one.
Yeah, this is
Ansem.
So that's how we're going to differ. So I should talk about this. The Kingdom Hearts fans who know all of this stuff and care and are in there, they have had to come up with increasingly convoluted and BS ways to refer to all of these characters to keep them straight because they all have the same name.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the
all?
real.
Are there more than 2, Jacob?
So the real Ansem is.
You freaking.
So the real Ansem is Ansem the Wise, right?
Okay.
This is Ansem the Wise. So original Ansem, we can't call him Ansem anymore because that's too confusing. So Billy Zane Ansem is now referred to as Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, or Xehanort's Heartless. Those are the two things that we can call him now.
Okay.
Either a name followed by a description, or Xehanort's Heartless. In universe, characters will look at that Ansem, OG Ansem, and go, Xehanort's Heartless.
No.
I wish we had a camera right now.
No.
Aiden's got her head down on the desk, buried in her arms.
I'm done.
Anyway, let's read this Ansem report from Wise Ansem, Ansem the Wise, Secret Ansem. My efforts these many years I guess we know what his voice sounds like now. My efforts these many years have come to fruition. With the world I govern having become a paradise worthy of being called Radiant Garden.
Great, new names, new places.
No, we just saw the cutscene. He's running Hollow Bastion.
Oh, is that what he called?
Yeah.
I guess he just calls Hollow Bastion Radiant Garden.
Why? There's no plants. It's all metal.
Well, maybe it looked better before the
Whatever.
reckoning.
I don't care at this point. Just
Maybe
read the
it
note.
used to look better.
Just read the note.
Nurtured by the pure water that is the source of life, fragrant flowers bloom in abundance, and the people face each day with hopeful smiles. But where there is light, darkness also lurks. As noted in my earlier reports, but this is number 1, asshole. Actually, that's not right. I forgot. This is an important plot point that I totally forgot about. If we go over to report 2, this is a very important plot point. The Ansem reports that were written by Xehanort's Heartless. Or I guess no, they weren't written by Xehanort's Heartless. They were written by Xehanort while he was pretending to be Ansem before he turned into a Heartless. My bad. I call him Lab Coat Xehanort to keep things straight. Just to make sure we all keep track of who's who. Pre-transformation, Xehanort is Lab Coat Xehanort. Anyway, that's my name for him. This is when I discovered the Ansem reports. Though they bore my name, the only one I had written was number 0, which in the original translation of Kingdom Hearts 1 was number 1, and then he wrote numbers 2 through 9 himself. Well, because basically in Kingdom Hearts 1 in Japanese, it started with report 0 and went up to report whatever,
Sure.
right? And then when they translated it, somebody on the localization team said, that's dumb, we're not going to do that, we're just going to call it number 1, because that's what Americans do. And then in this one, when they retranslated, they forgot that they made that change, basically. I assume. Anyway, so the very first report from the first game was written by him, but all the other ones were written by, the first report was written by Ansem the Wise / Secret Ansem, but all the other reports were written by Lab Coat Xehanort before turning into Xehanort's Heartless and Mansex.
Whoa.
Yes? Yeah?
Xehanort's Heartless and Mansex are the same thing, aren't they?
They're the Nobody and Heartless half of Lab Coat Xehanort.
Christ!
Well, did you think we were gonna fight a new villain in this game?
No,
we're just gonna
I
fight.
just got confused.
We're gonna
and
fight
I hate
Twilight.
everything.
We're gonna fight Twilight Ansem in this game. No. We're gonna fight Twilight Ansem. We fought last time. Last time around, we found out that not so. I guess there's even more to talk about now. So Xehanort Heartless. So Ansem, Evil King Ansem. We thought he gave up his form and then possessed Riku to get his human form back, right? Okay, now we're saying that actually he became a Heartless. The reason that his uniform, like his outfit, had a little Heartless logo on it was because he himself was a Heartless. Even though all of those logos apparently go on artificially created Heartless, not Heartless that represent people. Now, I always assumed that the Heartless logo was like a little dig and it was like, that was like Ansem's crest, you know? And he just put it on his things and that was the whole point, was like the reveal was that was just his like royal logo. But whatever. Anyway. So he didn't give up his form Voldemort style and then possess Riku to get his body back. He became a Heartless and apparently had that super weak form, which makes no sense. I guess. Well, that's not true. There's another game that explains why he looks like that. What am I talking about?
Freaking, oh my god!
Anyway, and then he possesses Riku to regain a better Heartless form instead of getting a body back. Because like the whole point of Calm, I thought, was that he got Riku's body, but it looked like his old king form, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm glad you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. It should be noted that I'm grinning from ear to ear, and these guys look like they want to kill themselves.
Just read it. Just read the report. Just let me get out of here.
Anyway. Yeah, alright, so Secret Ansem the Wise. I feel like I was talking about something else and I got off track, but that's fine. Anyway, the point is that's funny is that they tried to backtrack and say, oh, the Ansem reports from the first game were written by another guy, but they like tried to justify. The first one is written in such a way that it couldn't be the fake Ansem. So we got to backtrack and say he wrote that one. But then you remember that like Report 6 was the one where he said, I met a king today and we talked for hours. And it's like, so it still doesn't make sense despite their attempt to justify it in universe. Anyway, where there's light, darkness is also born. In my earlier reports, I must solve the mystery of darkness of the heart. This paradise depends on it. I shall perform an experiment to probe the depths of a person's heart. One of my apprentices, Xehanort, has volunteered to be a subject. The young man has served me ever since I nursed him back from death's door some years ago. He has lost all his memories in that time. He had lost all his memories at that time, but later showed remarkable intellectual curiosity and readily absorbed my teachings, gaining deep wisdom. Any mental immaturity is surely due to his young age. If I explore Xehanort's heart with my psychological tests, I will be able to recall the past locked away within. My apprentice, Evan, which is Vexen, by the way, has also shown a great interest in Xehanort's memories. But is he really the right subject? Xehanort does indeed exhibit extraordinary talents. Too extraordinary. Perhaps they are even superhuman.
Great, I can't wait for more stupid crap.
Anime!
I can't wait for us to figure out his backstory and its stupid bullcrap.
Vexen has such like a shitty human name. No wonder he had to turn evil to be cool.
So okay, Evan is right there. That's Vexen, right? So spurred on by my youngest apprentice Ienzo. That's what's his name? Crap. Book boy with the blue hair. Crud. What's his name? Zexion. That's Zexion.
But there's no X. Oh,
the X gets added in.
Oh,
that's is that Zexion? Yeah, that's Zexion. X. There you go. That's 2 names. You've learned 2 of them. I can't wait for you to find out more of them. Those are like Evan and Lee are probably the tamest, other than Lamarium, which is kind of cool, I guess.
Are we done?
I don't know. Let's make some puzzles.
Let's not. Let's not. You don't have the pieces. You don't have enough.
Let's solve some puzzles. I love Kingdom Hearts 2.
We did this yesterday.
No.
I love Kingdom Hearts 2. This is my favorite game.